Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Medic Slash on Attack of the B Team on the LiveMC server. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, guys! When I saw that they have these crazy music like Elvis villagers, I had to be able to morph into one. There was no question about it. And lest you have moral qualms about me murdering a villager, not to worry. I have a villager and a safari net, and I can spawn them all I want. But we'll get to that in a little bit, because first, what I got to do is I got to talk a little bit about what I've been doing off camera, which is plenty. I have been thoroughly enjoying this mod off camera. Oh, gotta get this stuff going. And I have done quite a bit of stuff, actually. So let's go take a look around a little bit. Right now I've got the Tinker's Construct Smeltery smelting up some old glass and sand into this clear glass stuff, which is very, very cool. Has nothing on it, just completely clear. I've also got a bunch of new tools. I've made myself the Mega Buster, which I've given some luck, some sharpness, and auto repair, plus 21 attack damage on this thing. It is made out of that myelinium or whatever it is, which is the best material that you can get in the game. So that gave it something like 9 hearts of damage, I think. And the quartz that I've added to it so far makes it 11 as of current count, I think. So that's going quite nicely, and then I got myself a Fortune 3 pick with, this is fully loaded with everything that I could think to put on it. I've got a shovel that I've put Silky on, so this will silk touch grass and gravel and stuff. And then an axe as well, which is, I also made Silky, not for any particular reason that I can think of, really, but just because I wanted to, I guess. It comes in handy for, like I said, the glass. I can just break it with my axe or my shovel, and I'm off and running. Why is this not filling? Anyhow, let's see, that's it for the Tinker's Construct stuff that I've been doing off camera. I also did this, and let me show you the innards of it before I show you the rest. This is my storage system. I found a tutorial on YouTube on how to do automated storage in Attack of the B Team, and this is the end result of that. All of these chests are hooked up to these Project Red transportation pipes, and there's at every intersection there's a junction pipe which helps with the routing of items, and then these purple pipes are interface pipes, and they have these cards, or these chips rather, inserted in them. So there's an item broadcaster chip, which basically says, tell the network what's in this chest. And then there's an item responder chip, which says when a request comes in, send an item that is requested, pull it out of the chest and send it up to the requesting area. And then all of that ends up being controlled by these 3 blocks up here. We've got this chest is where I insert my inventory, and this chest is where anything that I request gets pulled out, and then this right here is a request pipe. And when I right click it, I get a consolidated view of everything that's in those chests hooked up to the system down underneath. And it even, like, there's 224 spruce wood. Obviously that's not a stack, that's multiple stacks, but it collects all identical items together into one slot. And I can search for it and have it come up that way. And I can request certain amounts here. So if I say, give me 5 gunpowder for whatever reason, successfully requested 5 gunpowder, it comes up the pipe and ends up here in the chest. And then when I'm putting stuff away, this pipe here is another one of those interface pipes, and it has a whole bunch of chips in it as well. I've got a responder chip, and a broadcaster chip, just in case there's stuff in here that I want to extract. It will respond just like the chests below. And there might be stuff in there because I have an overflow responder chip, which means when I throw stuff in here and it tries to go down there, if it doesn't have room, it pops back up into this chest by default. And then finally, I have an extractor chip with a bunch of upgrades in it, which I had to make a routing utility for that and some logic units, I think they're called, to be able to put the upgrades in. But the upgrades mean that it takes stuff super fast. If I throw in just stacks and stacks of stuff, it's gone within a minute, easily. Let's see, we are on with Gnarly, so I cannot sleep right now. I would do that. My XP tank I had to expand because it filled up. Over here, we've got a little auto spawner set up. This is a Mind Factory Reloaded auto spawner right here, loaded with a sheep at the moment, which I'll actually take out and put into storage. The sheep is in a reusable safari net, which basically makes it like a Pokeball for all intents and purposes. So I could just place down the sheep and pick it back up again, but if I put it in this auto spawner, it will actually just spawn sheep in this room. And I have conveyor belts that push the sheep, or whatever I'm spawning, in front of this grinder, which will kill those things and give me their drops into this chest. And as it's killing things, it's also collecting mob essence, which is one of the things that this auto spawner requires to run. It needs mob essence and energy. And you can jumpstart it with mob essence by using a tool called an XP extractor to take your experience points out and turn them into mob essence that you can then dump into the auto spawner. So this is a temporary setup over here, but it's pretty neat, and it has gotten me quite a few materials. I've been trying to collect one of every mob in the game. I've got a creeper, an iron golem, a ghast, a horse, villager, enderman, cow, zombie pigman. So gold is now essentially an infinite resource for me. Mushrooms, blaze, skeleton, and this is actually a wither skeleton. So if I want, I could set that auto spawner to spawn exact copy, which takes more mob essence than the random version. But that's the only way that you can get wither skeletons to spawn. Heat Scar Spider, which is another mob. I got a chicken, a horse, blue slime, and I got another horse, because I think one of these horses was better than the other. So I decided to just have them both. Oh, I have 3, actually. One of these might be a donkey. I don't know if it's differentiating the donkey. I know I picked up a donkey, and it looks like it's not differentiating which one's a donkey. But anyway, and I have a couple of spares here. The iron golem, unfortunately, doesn't work in the auto spawner. I was hoping I could use it for an iron farm, but that did not function, unfortunately. Are these not pouring? I thought I made these pour. Huh, weird. Wonder if I was getting some kind of lag. What else have I been up to? Oh, you may note there's a wire coming down here. I think I had part of this set up before with an engine going into here. But what this is going up to is actually some Galacticraft solar panels, which I'll show you in a bit. But I've got my pulverizer and redstone furnace there. I had to make myself an induction smelter for hardened glass at some point. Oh, I've got tons of mutton to put away. Maybe just throw that in there. Oh, and the sheep as well. And zoop. In fact, it goes so fast, those 8 mutton that looked like they were stuck there were just a client-side glitch. They weren't actually there. And then I upgraded this from a regular energy cell to a hardened energy cell, so that I could store as much energy as possible. Now these guys are from Galacticraft. There's a circuit fabricator, which I think always takes a diamond, 2 silicon, and redstone, but then depending on what you get put here, you get different things out here. And then I have a compressor, which will take ingots and turn them into plates, which are part of the crafting recipes of some of the Galacticraft stuff, including the solar panels that I'll show you in a bit. Getting some frame rate issues now that I'm recording. Usually it runs pretty well for me. But since I'm recording... Oh, that must have been it. I must have double-clicked the faucet by accident. That's why it had stopped. Let's go ahead and fly up. Got a couple of mob heads there. I have a bunch in storage, too. Because this cleaver works really well for that. But these are advanced solar panels from Galacticraft Core. They will tell me the sun is not visible, but they generate electricity, which I send down these aluminum wires, and they are compatible with the energy cells from thermal expansion, so I just store the energy in there, and it converts from Galacticraft electricity to thermal expansion redstone flux seamlessly, and is a totally passive power source. And in fact, I think we're going to go ahead and craft one right now, just so I can show you how this all works. So, I want a solar panel. I want an advanced solar panel. So one of the first things we need is we need some compressed steel. So I'm going to need to grab some steel. We need aluminum wire, an advanced wafer, and a full solar panel, which requires these solar wafers, which requires lapis. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have any lapis anymore. I think I threw all the lapis in... Yep, I threw all the lapis on my sword. So we won't make another solar panel in this episode. Maybe next time. But I think that is it, and this is some of the Tinker's Construct stuff. I think this may have just been a tool station before, but I upgraded to the tool forge, because you need that to be able to make the cleaver. So I probably had this last time. I don't remember. Eventually I want to get myself a hammer, and I did make a lumber axe, which is very cool. I made just a basic iron one, but what that does is whenever you cut down a tree... Do I have any trees that need to be cut down? No. Not currently. But when you have a tree that needs to be cut down, you can just break the bottom log with the lumberjack axe, and the whole thing falls down immediately, and you get all the wood in one go. So that's very convenient. Blink, blink. I want this clear glass for what you are going to be seeing in a little bit here in this episode. But now let's get into the focus of the episode. That's enough of the recap. I've covered everything that I have done. And if there's anything you want me to talk about more in depth, please let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure what format to go with for this series. Some people like to see the actual crafting of the various blocks. Some people just like to see how you use the blocks, and then some people want to just see the end result. So let me know, do you want me to get into the nitty-gritty details of what I'm doing, or do you just want the broad strokes, so to speak? What we're getting into now, though, is a little mod called Enhanced Portals, which is very, very cool. And what we're going to be making here, if I go Enhanced, I think it'll come up with all of the blocks. I need myself a portal modifier. Was that not it? That should have worked. Okay, it's this. And then we got that there, and that there. The pearls. I don't know why it didn't do it automatically. Diamonds. And we'll go like this. Perfect. Portal modifier. And unfortunately, these things don't stack. These are enhanced flint and steel. There's some... It's just a regular flint and steel with some glowstone associated with it. Well, what makes these portal modifiers pretty cool is that you can use these to turn virtually any shape into a portal. Oh, fantastic. A thunderstorm is exactly what I wanted. Let's head up to the new portal room, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to be making a portal out of iron blocks. And one of the... Well, it doesn't actually have to be one of the blocks in the frame. I could place it behind the portal as well, like here if I wanted. But I'm going to make it as part of the frame. I'm going to put a portal modifier there. So now I have this portal modifier, and it allows me to make certain modifications. Like I can change how thick the portal is, and I can drop a dye on here to change what color it comes up. And I can even have it controlled by redstone, so I can push a button to turn it on or off or whatever. And then this, you make a network selection. So this is your, think Stargate. This is how you dial this portal. Alright, so what do we want to make this one? Oh. See ya, gnarly. Oh, we could sleep off this rain. Let me do that real quick. But yeah, we could just make our portal be identified by whatever string of items we want as symbols on the device. And then other portals will talk to it using that address. So it's not coordinate based like a typical nether portal is. It's sort of address based. Right? So let's go ahead and set something here. This is sort of a temporary base. So let's use maybe a book and quill. Let's do 3 of those. And a slime ball. So that's going to be our network name. Is we got 3 book and quill and a slime ball. So we'll need to remember that for the future. Now the next device that we're going to want to build for our enhanced portals is a way, oops, that's not a crafting table, this is a crafting table, is a way to communicate or connect to other portals. And that is a dialing device. And I'm just going to go ahead, okay, and go straight for this one. There we go. Oh, ender pearl in the middle. Got it. There's a basic one, there's this one, and then there's an automatic one. And I think this one lets you store networks, which is pretty cool. But you can place this anywhere within a certain distance of the portal, so I'm just going to put it there. And then, yep, it pulls up this interface. You can control how long you want the portal open in ticks, and you can add your various addresses in here, so you could just select them from a list. And that's pretty awesome. Now, to do what we want to do, though, which is link this to different dimensions and, be able to use these iron blocks as our frame, we have to make what are called upgrade cards, and that's what this stuff is for. So we're going to make a bunch of those, which you do thusly. Ta-da! Upgrade card. And you'll see over here we've got various types of upgrade cards that are available. So we have particle control, we have sound control. Dimensional upgrade is the first one that I want to make. And I want 3 of these because we're going to start out making 3 portals here pretty soon. So I'm going to need some iron, some gold, some redstone, and some ender pearls. So let's see, let's do ender pearls. I need 3 of those, so I may need to throw some endermen in there pretty soon. I need redstone, got plenty of that. What else do I need? And if this portion of the episode is boring to you because I'm going into the interface, let me know in the comments, because that's what I want to know, whether this is the sort of thing I should skip. Okay, I need 12 iron, 6 gold. So let's go 6 and gold, and boom, and then iron. I want 12 ingots of that. Thank you very much. And now we can come over here and we can make our dimensional upgrade card like so. Let's just put these up here for now. So the dimensional upgrade we can insert just by right-clicking right in here. Oops, not in there. In there. And now it shows we have the dimensional upgrade. So it allows travel to any dimension, allows travel to the same dimension. So now it will properly link up with other portals. Without that, I don't think they work at all. Or maybe they just have very, very limited usage I'm not familiar with. And then the other thing we want is this resourceful frame upgrade, which allows us to use the block of iron in the portal frame. Alright, so for this we need a block of iron, a block of gold, 2 diamonds, 2 emeralds. So let's get our blocks first. Iron. Oh, I don't have enough blocks of iron on me, so let's get both of those, and we'll get 9 of these to make a new block. Gold. Okay, we need 1 of those, and then 18 of these. And then diamond. We need 2. Right, no, actually, if we're making 3 of these, we need 6. And then emerald. Oh, I'm very low on emerald. Gonna have to spawn some more villagers to do trades. Huzzah! Alright, so let's get this stuff going. Zip. Alright, and we are talking about the resourceful frame upgrade. Bam! Very good. So now that counts in here. Next upgrade that we want is modifier camouflage, which makes this look like iron, which I think would just be a cool effect, but it's not something that we necessarily need. But that's going to be diamonds, redstone, and ender pearls. And we will need 3 of each. So I don't know if I have enough ender pearls. So I do, to pull this one off. I wanted diamonds, which are insanely easy to find in this mod pack. And then redstone. Very nice, and that all comes flying up into here. I love this storage system. And there's so many more things you can do with this too. Eventually we're gonna have it set up that it will automatically pull any ores that we dump in the system out and go pulverize it. Modifier camouflage. There we go. Excellent. Now this one's cool because as soon as we stick this in, it's going to change the look of the block. Bunk. Now it's completely camouflaged and it looks like a real portal. And now finally, we need the dialing upgrade so that we can use a dial device with it. And I am low on ender pearls, unfortunately. So we're going to have to take a short break and get our enderman here. Now you get to see how the spawner works. Let's grab our extractor here. And let's get some buckets as well. Let's just do maybe a stack of buckets. Here they come. Alright. So let's get 16 levels out of here. We just punch it, or right click it rather. And now, kind of like a syringe, and let me get out of bat mode for the moment. Kind of like a syringe, you just extract the XP out of your body. Alright, now we have all of this mob essence, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the crescent hammer out here. I'm going to dump it into this portable tank, and then we'll move the tank over there. So, bloom, 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 bloom. That's 9 of them. So 7 more makes 16. Math is fun. There. So now we have 16 buckets of mob essence in there. Oh, that one didn't actually go. I was too speedy. Alright. Get my inventory situated here. Let's put that there. Actually, I want this here like that. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can take the crescent hammer here, shift right click, pops the tank off, throw it on top of there, regular right click, turns it into input mode, and you see it already dumped 4 buckets right into the spawner. And now as soon as I throw this enderman in, and let me just get ready to escape here. Now the endermen aren't hostile that I have here, so that's not too big of a concern, but when I'm doing blazes or creepers or something, I need to make sure that I get out of there pretty quick. We drain some of that extra XP out of there. There you go. So you check that out. Oh, they haven't dropped any pearls yet. Alright, I'm going to let this run for a little bit until I have enough pearls, and then we'll pick up where we left off. And just like that, we have dialing upgrade cards. So I will throw one up in the old device here. And voila, we now have... Oh, did it... Oh, I think you have to set the identifier after putting your upgrades in. What was that? What was the last one? It doesn't really matter. We'll do cake. Book, cake is our identifier there. So now, to test this properly, we need to make another one, and that is going to be our next destination. I've got everything with me that I need. Let me drop off what I don't need. Yep, looks good. Oh, and this... Oh, by the way, this backpack was a drop-off of a mob. I didn't craft it. But what you can do with it is you can... If you don't have a chest plate on, you can shift and break it, and then it's on you. And if you shift right-click with an empty hand, it puts it down. So that's kind of handy. I haven't had a need to have that extra inventory, so I have not started using that, but it is a very handy utility to have available nonetheless. So we're going to go through this conventional portal now. Which comes out right here. And we're going to go to where I want my nether portal to come out, which is going to be right over here. Now I know what you're saying. You're saying, but there's nothing here but lava. This is true. And that is why we will become a blaze and drop ourselves into the lava and into my secret under lava room. I thought it'd be fun to have a way into the nether that does not work for anybody other than people who can morph into fire-resistant flying creatures, specifically blaze. And you'll note I've used some of the Tinker's Construct clear glass here already. I'm slowly replacing the regular glass that I chiseled to be borderless. But I'm not quite there yet. Let's get some of that done right now, because that won't take very long. And done. Oop. Uh-oh. Tell me you're still there. There we go. Done. Oh, come on, just place. Where is it? There it is. Come back to me. There we go. I was apparently too far away from it. The client thought I could place it, and the server thought I could not. Alright, so let's get this set up, shall we? Let's get our dial device here. Let's get our portal modifier here. And let's get one each of these guys installed. Boom. Oh, actually, this is in wrong. This needs to be like that. Perfect. Let's get our dimensional upgrade in, frame upgrade, camouflage, and dialing upgrade. And then let's set this one to a bunch of nether-related things, shall we? Let's see. Let's go glowstone, lava bucket, fire charge, nether star. Accept. Alright, so that's the coordinates for this portal. So now the fun begins. Now, if I want to go across here, let's add, and we will call this marsh base, because I think that's in a marsh. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure what... maybe it sets... You can make the portal different colors based on where you're going, which that would be pretty cool. Let's just save that and do that. And now if I dial, connected, and look at this. Whoomp. Instant teleportation. Pretty darned cool. And it stays open for a little while. I don't know if there's a way. Let me add nether base here. And let's go... what did I make that? Do. Very cool. And theoretically, I could put a... Let's see if we can't put, like, red dye on that. And see what that does. Who am I? I am regular me. Let's fly up there. Now, you may know I have an extra one of all of these, and you may be wondering, what is that for? Well, I'll tell you. Oh, can we not edit this once it's in here? No, it dialed it. Alright, let's terminate. Let's remove and re-add it. Let's do that. Aha! So that does work. Nether base. And we want save, and now when I dial it, ooh, evil red portal. And what's particularly cool is the fact that it, it stays red on this side. That's neat. Can I dial? Yeah, I can't establish a connection because it's still up and running. I'd have to wait for this to... It makes me nervous. I'd have to wait for this one to close, I think. I don't think there's a way for me to close it right now. There we go. So if I dial this, there we go. And we jump right through. And I love the fact that there's no standing there waiting for the animation to end. That is pretty spiffy. Alright, well that's all we're going to do in this episode. Oh, I think I started saying and then forgot to finish. The reason that I have another set of portal stuff is because eventually, when we get a space station going, we're going to put one of these on the space station so that we can go up to the space station and back down without having to launch rockets and spend a lot of fuel all the time. Pretty spiffy idea, if I do say so myself. Alright everybody, well thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you prefer the nitty-gritty approach with me crafting a bunch of stuff on camera, or if you like to just see how I build the contraptions, like if you wanted to see how I put this room together, but didn't necessarily want to see me craft the grinder and the spawner. Or if you just want to see the end result, like you want to see how this setup works, or you want to see how the portal works. You want to see things demonstrated but not necessarily built on camera. Let me know your preference in the comments below, and I will do my best to accommodate. Because I do this for you guys. And me, because it's fun, but for you guys. Alright everybody, see you next time. Have a good one.